This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Hey. What's going on? Good morning. How you doing? It's another episode of Randomish with Sanja. Truth disclosure, it's like 5:10 in the morning. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing up right now. But, you know, when the inspiration hits, the inspiration hits. So, you know, what are you going to do? So, thanks for listening, by the way, to the random rants and, you know, conversations, guests, and all of that good stuff. I've been having a very, I got to tell you, I feel like my This Is 40 has been happening 2 years late. Like, when I got into 40, it was like, yes, this is fabulous, bitch. What? It was like my second year of DJing. And, I didn't even realize that I was turning, wore my daughter's prom dress, legit. Wore my daughter's prom dress for my 40th birthday. Yes, I did. And I was like, oh, yes, B, yes. Yeah. And I just turned 42. Honey, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's been a very interesting past 2 years, and it's been like there's been just like a lot of like emotional and a lot of thinking going on. Whereas, you know, people have always said, "Oh, Sanja, you think too much," but you know, I'm kind of a doer, so I when they would say that, it's because, honey, you can't run bullshit past me. That's people's code word for, damn it, I didn't expect for you to be that street smart or wise and be able to catch up on what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's what people say. You think too much. Yeah. No, bitch. What I'm doing now is thinking too much, okay? All right? Like, let's like not effing play. You know? I don't know what the hell is going on. I did a post, it dawned on me a little while ago that I'm kind of at the age of my dad when he passed. And so there's always just been a part of me that has been like wondering lately, like, is the reason why my brain is like thinking about things and mulling things over so much is because, like, you know, there's this wall around me. I don't freaking know. I don't know. Or is it because the damn government and businesses are making it so effing hard to live? Hello? Excuse me? What? Yeah. That's really what I wanted to talk about. The money, honey. The motherfucking money, honey. Seriously? Okay. So, you know, there's that saying that, you know, growing up, that money is the root of all evil. And I don't think that money is the root of all evil. I think the correct saying is the love of money is the root of all evil. But I gotta tell you, we do a lot for the money. We do a lot for the coin. I mean, you kind of have to. In order to be able to survive and live in this country, it takes the moolah, baby. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta work for it. And you got to do a lot to get it. You know, I talk to a lot of people who come from different countries, especially with the Uber. And, you know, it's I wouldn't say funny, but it is kind of funny because people do think that you're just going to come to America and it's the land of the free and the land of the dreams. And then, of course, there's many other people around the world who feel like, oh, them effing Americans, all they ever care about is money and consumership, you know? I don't know about you. You know, I do think that we are a little obsessed with some things. But, dude, seriously, I mean, what else would we do? Like, what else would we do? We'd be farmers. We'd be making just enough food for us and my family to eat. Then I'd have to go and trade some beans and some beads for some services. Say, if you sew and I just tore my little garment, now I need you to sew it. Now I got to give you something So I do understand where we came from, like with this whole capitalism and trading our services, and instead of beads, we made this money stuff. But I'm just saying that I'm noticing some things, y'all. Okay, so me personally, I don't have enough money. Okay, I have some money to pay the bills, but I don't have money to like do whatever it is that I want. You know what I'm saying? I would like more money. So my position is I would like more money, right? I know people who've got plenty of money, and they too want more money because you can't really get enough. And then I know like two people, I don't know many, but I know like two people who've got more money than they'll ever be able to spend in this lifetime. And they want more money. What I'm bugging out on is that everybody wants more money, right? And I don't know exactly how this economy works, because when I was growing up, I could have sworn I had the understanding there was so much money that the Fed was putting out and that was circulating, out there. So say, there's $1 trillion and there's $1 trillion that's out there circulating. And, maybe Walmart's got 1.5% of it. Maybe Volkswagen has a couple dollars. You know what I mean? But I was always under this impression that there's like this finite amount of money and that we're just kind of like, oh, like it's just shifting around the world. That was always what my impression was. And I'm sure that we do still kind of think that, but I gotta say, with all of these different companies that keep coming up and these valuations and then the billionaires and the millionaires, and we're giving away all this money in the lottery every week. And I got to tell you, I'm beginning to feel like maybe we done been bamboozled just a little bit. I'm just saying. I know that I used to think, okay, well, why doesn't the Fed just print off more money? And then people were like, Sandra, that's how inflation happens. And that's how, the dollar has, less value to it. And I don't know right now, like I did not, maybe I should have, but because I'm not trying to get real technical with this, I don't know the value of the dollar right now. I believe the last I was having conversation about this, I think the euro is doing better than the dollar. The dollar is kind of, and everybody's like, buy gold, buy gold. We don't want to have too much of a financial conversation, but stop selling your gold, okay? Just want to tell you that. Somebody told me that a long time ago. All those commercials aiming at all the, at the brown skinned people and all the people who don't know nothing about finances, talking about some sell your gold. Don't sell your gold. So that's about the extent of that I know. But don't sell your gold. Anyway. So from what I understand, though, is that we seem to be doing a little bit better as far as like money goes, because, and I only say that because do we keep churning out millionaires and, we got this makeup chick who's a billionaire, you know what I mean? So obviously, and when I drive past the restaurants and drive past the malls, the parking lots are still full. So I think that the economy is doing better, but this money thing, how the F can people get more money without you guys raising the rents and the cost of living and all of that good stuff? I mean, there's got to be some city people, some government people, some people who can get this ish together, because we might raise the minimum wage and you might do all of this good stuff, but then the cost of living goes up, so you're not really helping. You know what I'm saying? And I personally am like, oh my God, I'm super, super blessed and super lucky that I do live where I live. But I will say this, I'm a single female. And I saw this meme the other day that it was basically saying, shouts out to anybody who is able to cook their meals every night, exercise regularly on a consistent basis, keep their apartment clean, work their 40 plus hours a week, have friends and have a social life. Shouts out to any of those people, and have sex regularly. Shouts out to all of the people who are able to live that life. That's what the meme was saying. And I was cracking up laughing. And then on the bottom it said, because life is meant for you to have a spouse, a lowly spouse who cooks your food, cleans your apartment, and is ready for sex willingly. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for this. Oh my God. You just made me feel so much better about my freaking life, because I'm a single female and I don't have a sponsor, although Listen, I am taking applications. I don't want a married sponsor. I'm not into that. But if you would like to be a sponsor, I am a very, industrious female, okay? Because I'm all about trying to make my way, right? Okay, I'm very independent and I'm not bad to look at. And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like to have a little fun. You know what I mean? So taking applications for sponsorships, just like you know. I am a single female. And so I don't really have somebody that I could call upon. And my family is not in that financial position where I can be like, hey, mom, you know what I'm saying? I got my, you know what I'm saying? My daughter is a grown woman. It's her and her man. And she calling me for money. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, man. Anyway, it's one of those things. And where I live, you basically need like $60K just to, so that you can pay your bills and kind of like go out. Well, I am not making $60K yet. So yeah, so there's that, I have been taking myself out these past couple of weeks just because I've been like, this is ridiculous, Sandra. I literally am working and the money I get is going to the bill collectors or going to my landlord or going to the you know what I'm saying? And, I am kind of tired of that. So I feel like there's definitely ways that our government and those powers that be, I like to say that, can make it so that either A, you find a way to increase the monies that go to the people, because in all actuality, whatever money it is that you give me, I want some shirts. I want some shoes. I want to look cute. And now we got this damn Instagram. So you got to like always look good. Listen, why don't I post that much? Bitch, because I'm wearing the same clothes from 2 years ago. You want to know why it is I'm not posting that much? Right, because I got to go shopping, bitch. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Real talk, okay? But I'm like, damn, I was wearing that same outfit last year. You know what I'm saying? Damn it, I was wearing this exact same outfit on this exact same day a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. Listen, I feel like there's definitely a way for us to be able to make more money, because the money that we make, the money that gets given to us people, to the consumers, it's gonna go right back into the economy. Let's like keep it real. It's not like people are saying, oh, let me get paid more so that I can just keep the money underneath my mattress. You know what I'm saying? No, mother effer. They want to go buy a TV. They want to go on vacation. They want to go and do stuff. So there is got to be some kind of a way for our money system to be a little bit better, that is going to be a little bit more positive for the, middle class, working class family people. Because not for nothing, again, the money is going to go right back into the economy. People are saying, yo, give me money so that I can pay my bills, keep my commitments, go shopping, get my kid into school. I mean, for crying out loud, it's not even a guarantee that just because you go to school that you're going to be working in whatever said industry you want to work in. We're all taking gambles over here. And I'm not saying that I want to be a sheep and that I want, all of my money to be provided for, because I'm not, no. I'm not saying that at all. I kind of like the entrepreneur lifestyle in that it's up to me every day. You know what I'm saying? Like there's, some days I feel like working, some days I don't feel like working, but it's up to me every day, Speaking of side note, Uber, listen, and all of the drivers, I just got to say this. I'm not trying to be anybody's employee. See, what had happened was, I learned a while ago that when you're just an employee, when ish hits the fan, if you ain't got no backup, you ain't got no backup. You know what I mean? And then now you got to go scramble trying to look for another job. I do think that Uber should make sure that drivers are getting a certain amount per hour, which I would think that since this is all done with the computers and now that you have quantum computing, I would think that there is definitely a program, a way of being able to make sure that Uber drivers are getting, $20-$30 an hour, because not for nothing, between the gas and the wear and tear and everything that you got to do on your car, we do need to be making a lot of money. And I'm sorry, but the simple fact is that we're also driving, we're talking to people. That's a lot of energy that is being used up to make sure that people are pleasantly getting from point A to point B. So you definitely should make sure that the drivers, I feel like, can pay all of their bills and can take a vacation and not have to drive like 60 hours a week, because nobody's supposed to be driving that much, right? So I do think that there is some things that can be done, as far as like Uber paying as drivers, but I don't necessarily want to be considered an employee and then get told that I have to work these hours, I have to work this much, I have to hit this quota. Sometimes I feel like we be getting, people just get ideas in their heads and then, want to act a damn fool. But Uber drivers, and I will say this, again, I do think that we need to be getting paid enough to where we can make a living wage. But one of the reasons that I love driving for Uber is because I am an entrepreneur. And when you're an entrepreneur, you do not get paid unless you do a service. It is one of those things, and that's something that people do not understand. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of these drivers are going out of their damn minds, is because they are not entrepreneurs. These are people who were used to getting a weekly paycheck for working X amount of hours. They got told, oh, you work 40 hours, you're going to get X amount of money. And that is not what this business model is. This business model is for the entrepreneurs, for the people who are running businesses. It's for actors and actresses. It's for people who are doing other things, so that you do not have to trade in your X amount of hours to get X amount of money every single week. When you're an entrepreneur, some weeks your business is going to do booming. Some weeks your business is not going to do booming. And I got to tell you, that's one of the things that I appreciate about the Uber, is that it's correlating it for me about business, because the reality is that you can work your ass off, but if you don't sell anything, then you didn't make no money. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. I'm a DJ, but if I'm not DJing a party, I ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying? And I am not trying to be calling myself a DJ just to be DJing. I just DJ online. No, I want to DJ at actual parties with actual people and actually get paid, and if I'm not doing that, then then I'm just playing music. That's just my opinion. I am not trying to talk smack to anybody else. So I appreciate that about the Uber, but I will say this. I too get frustrated. You make $800 one week, you make $300 the next week. It's like, what the F, I totally get that, but that is how business goes. So I'm hoping that we can somehow, I'm totally getting off subject, but I'm hoping that with, as far as the Ubering is concerned, that we can find a happy medium, because I enjoy being a lion. And I still want to get all of the lessons and glean as much information as I can about running business and how business is done. I do not want to be a sheep. I do not want a schedule. Oh, you got to drive from A to Z so that you can get this, wada, wada, wada. No, I don't want that. With Uber, the way it is right now, with the business model as it is, you can put in the work. Some days it's going to be crappy. You can put in the work. Some days you can make that just like that off of one, So you just, again, you just don't know. And I do think that there is a way for us to get it together, Uber. I do think that there is a way for Uber and Lyft to get it together, for them to be making their money. The software programs, I do think there's a way for them to get some residual income. And I also do think there's a way for it to make sure that the drivers that you have are able to pay their bills so that they can continue to work without us having to become employees, without there having to be some set amount of hours that you got to work, because the business model that you currently have really, really works for a chick, because I have other things, such as this podcast. And here's the thing, I won't lie, that when the weeks that I have to drive a lot because, it's slow, or I'm not getting dinged, or I'm not in alignment, whatever the heck it is, and I'm not able to concentrate and put out my podcast the way I want to and DJ the way I want to and all that good stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a little bit of a battle, but because a chick is learning how to be an entrepreneur for real. Because listen, I've been in business for myself for at least 10 years now. But I ain't gonna lie to you, honey. The first 5 years, I didn't make no money doing nothing. I was like, I had the radio station, doing the fitness, the fitness, the radio station. I did not make. Well, actually, I made a couple of bucks with the radio station because I got a couple of advertisers. And then the fitness thing, I made a couple of bucks with that because I had a couple of clients. The little tiny snowball that has just been, building. I looked back. I don't know why. I was in my storage unit the other day and I saw my 2010 tax return and I was like, I looked at the number and I was like, how in the hell did you even live? Like, bitch, how did you survive? Because I was living with family. But 2010 is the year that I started the radio stations and I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm really like, I don't even know how I got through it. But it definitely made me realize that I am proud of myself. No, I'm not a billionaire like Kylie, and no, I'm not, passing out money all over the place like some people that I know, but I am on my way and I'm happy. And, yes, there's moments that I'm stressed out. And yes, there's times that I'm like, what the hell am I doing? But the reality is that I'm super, super satisfied, like super, super satisfied and very eager to see what else is coming, Last weekend, one of the other reasons why I'm talking about money is because last weekend was WESTFEST, or weekend before last was WESTFEST. And it was amazing. There were so many people there. It was the best response yet. And what's so funny is right before I was getting ready to go on, I had my whole thing set up and, I got there early and all of that good stuff. And I had a moment where my computer got blown over. So what happened was, and so we're standing there and I picked up my phone, and I usually do not like get on the phone or anything when I'm in the middle of like doing a performance or, a gig or whatever, unless it's like to take pictures. And I picked up my phone and I was like, it was at the beginning of the day. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a long day. And I was hitting up one of my friends, be like, we need to, hook up afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to want to like cuss and be a fool and everything. You know what I'm saying? So right when I picked up my phone to do that, I literally had the thought, why are you sending this text message now instead of like in 5 hours? And then a big gust of wind came and knocked over the tent, knocked over my facade, knocked over the computer, right to the ground. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Right. So what's interesting is that as everything was in so super slow motion, I'm like, oh my God, my whole life is in that computer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got things backed up and everything, but it was like, it dawned on me. I was like, oh my God, like everything I love to do is with technology. Like, this is a little, sometimes I miss the old days, so to speak. But the truth is that everything I'm doing is wrapped up and steeped in technology, for F's sake, And so I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. All I kept saying was just, oh my God. And number one, so I got to see my own self, my own professionalism, which I already know that I'm professional. I've been doing this for a while and I've had a lot of crazy things happen. But this was interesting because it was like because this is my business. This is not like at a radio station or something where, like you have to stay that way. This is my business, And I still got up there, still, emceed. We still had a great time, and luckily for me, the universe brought by, like literally the guy told me he was visiting his mom, heard the music on the green, and was like, oh, I want to go listen to it, and was wanting a hot dog. So came to the green looking for a hot dog, walked past my computer, and I'm next to the stage, saw that it was a cracked screen, and like told the sound guy while I was on the stage, hey, I'm an IT guy, da, 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 da. So I was able to get it fixed. Thank God. You know what I mean? But it dawned on me. I was like, bro, I got to wait a second for the money. Like, I can't have you order it right now. I got to wait a second. I got to wait till to the end of the day. And, you know what I mean? And then we could order it. And what's so interesting is after that happened, then a couple of more situations with other people, as far as money is concerned, got brought to my attention. And one is a very, very well-to-do couple that is, they got some mo money, mo problems type issues that are going on right now. And sending out well wishes to them, by the way. But it's so interesting how even after you have millions, that when something goes wrong with the finances at that millions level, it becomes a whole different thing, because who wants to go back to poverty, my friend? Who wants to go back to being like, oh, wait, I got to wait because it costs $70. I need to wait 3 days before I can go ahead and pay my bills and give that to you. You know what I mean? It is really unbelievable. Last night, I was Ubering and I took this couple, and this gentleman, I was eavesdropping, okay? This gentleman was like, oh, hang on a second, I need to call my wife. So he was talking on the phone to his wife, and they were discussing about how they would handle the next year, because the wife had been offered a job. I live in Connecticut. The wife had been offered a job on the West Coast, and the husband was working on the East Coast, but he also was working on the West Coast. And so I was listening, again, I was trying to not listen to the conversation, but then as I heard him kept reassuring her, he was like, well, listen, they're only asking for 4 days in Manhattan. And so if you do the 4 days in Manhattan, then we can spend the 3 days together, and I'll fly out. We can meet in Orange. It was like just listening to the conversation. And I was thinking to myself, well, I could tell that she was kind of like, honey, it's really not worth it. But he was like, girl, you better go get that money. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you better go get that money. You only got to work 4 days, be in Manhattan. You're getting some money for that, right? And it was just interesting to me, because here is this married couple, and he said, no, and he did say this. He said, now, if we were talking 5 years, then no, we would not be able to do this. But for the next year, I think this is something that we should discuss, and I think it's something that we should definitely look at. I do think that when it comes to the money, honey, because we are in this whole new time and technology is changing and everything is changing, I do think that there are many ways for us to go about getting it. And I think that money is fun. We all like things like that. But it's just getting to the point where friends are stealing from each other. Husbands and wives are living on different coasts. I think that it's something that, again, the powers that be need to look into this, because I think it's exciting to have a spouse or a significant other that you don't necessarily live with, that you get to go travel and go see. Like, I like that. I'm not going to lie. I kind of do. But I'm with the husband. I think it's something that you could do for like a year, but you can't do that for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? But money is funny. I don't necessarily believe in more money, more problems, except for you get more money, you got more taxes, you got more issues. So I guess, okay, more money, more problems. But I do think that there is definitely a way for us to get this all together and find a way without becoming a socialist country. I do not want it to be some stipend where it's like, oh, we're getting allotted this amount of money and that the government can say, well, we're supposed to do it. No. I just think that there is definitely ways for businesses to come together. Some of these big, huge, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, some of these companies that have made so much money that they're good. I do think that there's got to be some kind of way that we can lower the costs for the businesses and lower the cost of living, but keep the money where it's at. So then therefore the economy can be stimulated. Isn't that how it works, right? Because if we have extra money, then we're going to go buy extra shit. And then if we buy extra shit, then businesses get extra money. Like, there's got to be definitely some kind of a way. We don't want to necessarily be taken care of. Again, I like being a lion, but I definitely think that we have got to find a way to get this whole money thing together, because people should not be killing themselves over money problems. And that is something that happens with men a lot. People should not be getting divorced over money problems unless it's because you're spending it like crazy, But money issues usually, it is what causes a lot of problems for people. So I don't know exactly how we gonna fix it, but I know it can be fixed, and I really do believe and like to hope we are somehow on our way there. I read in this, I think, what is it, Global Citizens or whatever, that they are attempting to eradicate poverty by 2030. So I know that the powers that be, that they are working on some of these things. But again, just want to put it out there. Not all of us want to be sheep. Some of us do appreciate the entrepreneurship, the whole, the trading of services to get money. But we do think that we should be able to trade those services and get paid what we're worth, And again, there are people that are thriving when it comes to money, no matter what is going on. So I really do think it's a mental thing. I am not going to lie to you. I really do think it's a mental thing. And I know that I can't speak for you, but I'll speak for me. I know that we all do like to buy things. I know that we all like to go shopping. I know that we all like well, maybe not all of us, but I will say this. I appreciate lights, the roads, the hospitals, the schools. I do appreciate what we've got going on here. So, and again, to play off of a podcast that I did about a year ago, with the whole Zimmerman, I noticed with the eggs that I got, the Zimmerman guy was kind of like, chickens that are able to roam free, they produce better eggs, so we let our chickens roam free because, we want to give better eggs. And I was like, this it was not George Zimmerman. That guy didn't get shit. Anyway, the Zimmerman farmer guy, he totally gets it. When your hens are happy, they're going to produce better eggs. The better eggs are going to have better tasting eggs. You get better tasting eggs. The consumer is going to eat it saying, this is great, feeling more satisfied and going to go out and have a great day. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not all because of eggs, but you know what I'm saying. I do think that that's something that we need to keep in mind when people are happy and when people are able to go out and go to the movies and people are able to go and buy clothes and people are able to, move into, better houses and better neighborhoods, when they perform better. And when you're feeling better, then it makes our country better and it makes people be nicer. So again, I do think it's very important that, yes, poverty is somehow eradicated. But I just hope it doesn't get to a point where it just becomes this crazy ass inflation thing where, oh, do you have $1 million where everybody has $1 million, but a hamburger costs $2.1 million? Do you understand what I'm saying? So hopefully it doesn't get to anything like that. But I really do think that the powers that be, as I say that in quotation marks, do have an ability to make some small tweaks and some small changes in order so that we are not in this whole chasing the money thing, Like, can we live? Can we live? We all like the systems that we got. It's not like if people have money, they're going to just sit down. That's the thing I feel like these weirdos think is that, oh, well, if everybody is rich, nobody's going to do any work. No, fucker. Nobody wants to sit around the house all damn day just watching stuff. You need people to act and you need people to watch the program. You know what I mean? So I think that, oh man, damn it. Is that how y'all been thinking? We need people to be rich and we need people to work for us. Son of a bitch.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Listen, I wanted to tell you about my book that I wrote, Manifest Beauty, a book based on my life about manifesting. I really used to think I was a witch. I used to think I was crazy. Then I grew up, kept on researching, found out it's the law of attraction. Well, there seems to be like a real life law of attraction thing. And then there's like this theory of just ask, believe, and receive, and you get everything you want. And I noticed it doesn't exactly work like that, but it kind of does. So I just wanted to share with you. It's available on Amazon, Walmart.com, and some other places where books are sold. Check it out. It's called Manifest Beauty. Super simple to read, super quick to read. Includes some exercises on there to show you how your thoughts are really turning into things and how that's actually happening in real life and not just in theory. It's Manifest Beauty, available on Amazon.